All right, we should be live. What is up, everyone? Okay, let me see what my my volume levels are good. How's everyone doing? Let me put on some music because I forgot to last time. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We have had quite a few people in chat beforehand these last few weeks, just chilling, hanging out. I'm usually hanging out in chat before stream starts because I put up the the stream notification a few hours ahead of time, and then the chat basically is populated at that point. So yeah, if you guys are ever just bored and want to hang out, usually I'm in there a little bit, but there's other people in as well. You can talk about PC stuff, if you need advice on anything. But okay, let me put this music on. Very soft music in the background. Which all my music is from Stream Beats, by the way. So if anyone's wondering, I don't know what the songs are. I just play random stuff. So, all right, let me check the volume on that. All right, so yeah, we have a ton of people in chat ahead of the stream. So let's see, we got a bunch of channel members, a bunch of non-channel members. We got a lot of frequently seen faces like Federico Gonzalez, Imontech, Mike 1360, Datsu, Ziquirty, Jay Linder, Get Good Greggy, Drebler Gaming, as always. Which, by the way, Jason from Drebler Gaming, I'm just gonna make you a moderator. This is against your will, by the way. But people who are frequently in chat and helping out, I usually make moderators. Whether or not you want to actually use the moderation tools or help out, it's whatever. But this is me saying, like, I trust you enough for if you think something is going down in the chat and you want to step in and like remove the person or put them in timeout, I trust your judgment on that. So Jason, congrats on getting mod again. Whether or not you wanted it. So let's see, what is up? Chris from Coalition Gaming, KNX 101, Spink Family V2, Zane Aquilarius, what's up? Wired Chaos, Emong, bunch of other people I probably missed, but oh, we got a Evo Citizens just became a channel member. Thank you for that. Did that pop up? I should have given a YouTube notification. There we go. And then wait, it's Unbroken. You've been a member for 6 months. Are you in the chat right now? Because if you are, I think you should have the new channel badge, which should be the green one. But 6 months, that is a long time. Yeah, It's Unbroken is one of the OG channel members when I started offering it. So okay, let's see. What's up with the okay, there's the desktop audio. Oh, wait. I could have sworn the 6 months should have been. Well. Let me get this figured out. It's Unbroken. We should have a new badge, but okay. In terms of the stream today, though, there are actually some good graphics card deals going on right now that I wanted to take a look at, just in case anyone was in the market for it. Like really good prices. So we'll take a look at that. Give me 1 second to look at the badge. What is up with that? Badges and emojis. After 6 months, all right, It's Unbroken. It should change. It says right here, after 6 months, you should get the green one, but hopefully it'll come within the next few days. Let's see. Okay, before we get started on stream, though, I want to give a quick shout out to the members, which are all on the screen right now. And as always, we'll read off the top tier of members. We have Craig Lilly, It's Unbroken, Zia Wabia, Christopher Coonan, Dennis Smith, Drebler Gaming. It's Drebler Gaming, not Drebler Gaming Podcast, so I need to update that. Get Good Greggy, Mike 1360, Katie Universe, and then Bridello, Best Stickman 16, Man Crotty, and Ryan Schultz, as well as all the other Neuron type budgets out there. So thank you for the membership, and for continuing to support the channel above and beyond just viewing and subscribing, which is also very important. But oh, that was the face cam. Okay, so let me hang out and chat for a little bit, just because it's going crazy fast right now. How do you become a channel member? Wired Chaos asked. There should be a thing in the subscribe area. There's membership levels from like $1 to $5, but it should be in the subscribe area if you want to be a member, and which basically comes with merchandise discount perks right now, as well as being able to use emojis during the streams. But okay, Brayden says, what's a good decently cheap GPU? We will be looking at GPU prices in a second here after I get caught up with chat, because it's going at like 1,000,000 miles an hour right now. As ZXT says, love your channel, keep up the vids. Thank you. And then, yeah, sorry I couldn't help out with your problem specifically earlier. It's just, there's too many different things that could be going on that would take way too much time to be able to troubleshoot. I can't do that over chat. What's a good price for an EVGA 3080? Honestly, right now, the 3080s and high-end graphics cards, they haven't been going down in price as much as anything lower than that. So, like, starting with the 3070 Ti and below, that's where we've been seeing the bigger price discounts. Everything above that is going to be over $1,000. Like, I haven't found a 3080 for less than $1,000 yet. No, so if you have around $400, I think you could get a 3060, which we'll pull up the deal in a second. But then, okay, Coalition Gaming Chris says I should get a Nerd Wallet sponsorship. Yeah, it would be nice to get sponsors on the streams just to help out, and you know, if I could give away stuff via the sponsor. So I'll start looking into that. But of course, the streams definitely, the viewership is not the same level as YouTube, as that's the primary type of content. So, but I think the streams have been picking up. Overall views after the streams have been released, and overall viewership during streams have been slowly climbing from stream to stream. So yeah, hopefully I can work in sponsors to these as well as the videos. But is there a big difference between the 3050 versus the 3060? Off the top of my head, I don't know, but let me take a quick look at a reference. Let's see. Looking at like a 15-ish% performance difference if we're going by Tom's hierarchy, Tom's hardware GPU hierarchy. But it's gonna depend on title for sure. We need a NOAB coin, like a cryptocurrency coin. No way. Maybe a physical coin, like if I can get one of those physical coins made. Let's see. Do you go fishing? No, I do not go fishing. Is that the Comin Ergo Pro chair? No. So my chair, let me actually go to the browser real quick. Is the browser scene working? It is. So for anyone wondering, this is my chair right here. A lot of people ask me about my chair actually. And it's this chair specifically. Right now it's $189, which isn't bad. Normally it's $300, but with Staples there's always a sale. And I got mine for like $130 or $140 around. It usually goes on sale more than this, but for less than $200, I mean, I cannot complain. I know this is more comfortable than those racing chairs. I've sat in racing chairs and they just yeah. Staples actually also has one called the Hiken, so in case you're interested, either or work. They're both technical mesh chairs. We just got a super chat from Kaka Pipi. What specs are in your personal system? Still the vertical build? Yes. So Kaka Pipi, if we do exclamation mark specs, the specs, they're not only in the description, but the bot should also tell me what the specs are. But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so here's the Hiken. This is what I had before I got the Dexley. So the Dexley is a little bit wider. As you can see, the designs are slightly different. Both chairs I think are great though. They're both usually on sale for less than $150. Be on the lookout if you want like a pretty comfortable ergonomic chair that's not overly priced because it looks like a bucket chair from a race car. But yeah, let's see what else. How long before you post LAN Party? Hopefully LAN Party should be dropping this weekend. I don't know the exact day because I am currently editing. I was editing it prior to stream right now. I have a $100 chair on Amazon. Can you find me the best chair, please? NEJ203. Honestly, I mean, I can't recommend these chairs enough. These are highly reviewed chairs. and almost everyone I've known that have bought this chair really like it. And it's my personal go-to recommendation because they aren't overpriced like those racing gaming chairs are. But for $100, I don't know, that's a little rough. I think they make versions of this without the headrest and slightly cheaper parts for like $100. But okay, what are your thoughts on the upcoming RTX? So basically, what are June 1 bug asks, what are my thoughts on the upcoming RTX and AMD cards? Honestly, I don't know how to feel about those, because when those cards release, there's still gonna be this big void of people who have not finished building their PCs due to the last 2 years of crappy component availability. So, and even before the pandemic happened, anytime a GPU was released, anytime new GPUs were released, they were always sold out for the coming weeks or even up to months prior to the pandemic. So no matter what, there was always like a GPU like being out of stock issue for cards. It's hard to tell now whether or not it's gonna be made worse because we're still recovering from the current situation. There's so many people out there who still haven't got onto within the last 2 generations of graphics cards. So I'm not gonna tell people to, hey, keep waiting for a graphics card for the new release, which are coming later this year, because they're gonna have to wait. Right now we're in March. They're gonna have to wait potentially like, I don't know, what, 8 months or so, unless it comes in the late summer. But then after that, they're gonna have to wait for stock to be readily available. If people need to buy now, just buy your graphics cards now. We're actually gonna go take a look at EVGA B stock first, right here. But oh yeah, and by the way, just a reminder, so I have not given the go ahead to post to Twitter yet, but when I do, what you're gonna do is go, if you look in the stream description, it tells you, let me see, okay, so if you look in the description right now, I just edited it, and I'll move it to the top. But basically, I'll let you guys know when to submit to Twitter with my @ and the hashtag. So then I'll look it up. But so description's updated, but don't do it yet because we're gonna do some stuff before we get into what people are submitting. But we're gonna first look at graphics card prices. Right now, EVGA B stock. What happens on Wednesdays is they usually have their midweek madness or they refresh their stock. If you look at EVGA B stock right now, there's nothing here. And I'm sorting from low to high. We got these crappy GT or GeForce 210 graphics cards. We have some mice. Nothing new here. If you go to the very bottom, you do see this very, very expensive RTX 3090 in stock for $1,900. Now, if I had to guess, most people in the stream cannot afford this card. So don't worry, this isn't the deal we're looking at. I'm just showing you guys what the EVGA has right now. However, if you go up here to the if we go to graphics 30 series family and we look up 30 series graphics cards, which is what most people would be interested in, we're gonna sort from low to high. A lot of stuff is out of stock right now. Like if you look, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, but we put on the filter to make it go in stock, and what we have here are some 3070 Ti's for $830, which isn't the worst. They're slowly coming down in price. We saw some the other week from Newegg for less than $800. But if you need something right now, this isn't the worst deal. But if you scroll down, we have 3060s right here from EVGA. Which EVGA, if you didn't know, are very, like, they have probably one of the best customer service RMA processes of all the companies out there for PC hardware. So if you ever had a problem with this card, returning it to them and getting a replacement is probably the best compared to any other company. But either way, this is a 3060 for less than $450, which I do not remember seeing in any of the previous weeks leading up to this. Right now, you can add it to cart, $430. Like, this is the deal, because if we take a look at the price. Oh, we did get a super chat corruption. I will get to that in a second. But we look at the price. Remember, the RTX 3060 was supposed to be a 330 MSRP card. Even though MSRP is out the window right now, let's just assume it was assume you're basing it off that price. Well, this isn't a direct Founders Edition card. This is an add-in board partner card, which usually carried a little bit of a premium. So let's say you pay anywhere near like $30 to $50 additional dollars for add-in board partner cards. So now that 330 became 360, which would have been the price for this. We're not even talking about tariffs and stuff. So comparing 360 to 430, you're paying $70 extra. Yeah, that's not the best, but it's $70 to have a graphics card right now. I mean, are you willing to wait to maybe see if the graphics card price is lower by $70, wait a year from now or whenever that happens? Or are you willing to put 70 extra bucks, save the money elsewhere, and get a graphics card? And this is kind of like a mid-tier card. The 60 SKUs are always like mid-tier, right? So this is in stock. I'll link it right now. Yeah, Coalition Gaming actually just sold a 3060 on eBay for $550, maybe not even a week ago, right? So, I think this is the deal. I was taking a look at other cards, and I don't think anything comes close to this price of performance from what I saw. We'll take a look in a second, but we do have Corruption's Super Chat. Trying to sell my 2070 Super for $500. Is that good? Your 2070 Super relative to a 3060 is maybe anywhere from 5 to 10% better. You selling it for $500, you are getting a good deal. Someone else buying your 2070 Super for $500, I think they're kind of getting ripped off, considering they can get a brand new 3060 for $430 right here. But this does have tax and stuff on it, but this is brand new and has a better warranty, so I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. Honestly, for a 2070 Super, if you want to be more fair about it, maybe lower it to like $450, maybe $400. I don't know how much you got that for, but it depends on if you're trying to make the most money out of it, or if you're trying to treat another PC Master Race member more fairly about it. But that's my take on it, Corruption. Okay, sorry. I'm missing so much of chat because there's so much to talk about with the graphics cards right now. So if I miss your thing, if your message, try again. Just don't spam. And if I did miss it, I'm not doing it intentionally. All right. Okay, let's see. 3060 isn't entry level. 3050 is. Yeah, this isn't entry level. I would say this is mid tier, like mid-ish tier. Wait, did I say it was entry level, or did someone else say it was entry level in the chat? I can't tell because everyone's saying entry level in the chat. I'm pretty sure I said it was mid tier. But what CPU would you pair with a 3060? Honestly, if you are trying to go the super budget route, I would go 10400. Those are still very solid and has a good upgrade path. If you can squeeze in a 12400 though, yeah, it's really hard to recommend AMD right now. So I would go Intel i5 within like 10th, 11th, or 12th gen. I think that'd be like the perfect pairing. You might be able to get that for around $1,000 of a build. But, let's see. Should I upgrade to an RTX 3070 Ti? I have a 3060. Honestly, it depends on your use cases. I think a 3060 to a 3070 Ti, you probably spent quite a bit of money on your 3060. I guess if you could sell it for the same price you got it for, then sure. But that's not as a big of an upgrade that I would personally do. Let's see. 3050 low end, see, people have different definitions for low end versus entry versus all that. Honestly, to me, low end and entry level are the same. Like, that is the same tier for me. But 3060 has traditionally been like their mid tier. Like when it was the 1060, 2060, that was Nvidia's mid tier. Let's see. So I think that was the only deal if we were to look at RTX 30 series cards from EVGA though. Let's take a look at if there's any 20 series cards. Yeah, so they had 20 series ones, 2060 for going for 384, not worth it. 374, 314. I don't know. 2060 versus a 3060. I forgot what I think these were 350 MSRP. Is there any lower price ones? Yeah, at this point, I would say either wait if you want a lower price card or just go with the 430 3060. Now let's take a look at Newegg. And then let me see what chat's going on about right now. Is there any pre-built with a 12600K and a 3060 Ti for under 1900? I would think so, Robe's gameplay. We can take a look at pre-builts in a little bit. But if we take a look at Newegg, this is not Newegg, this is Staples. What am I doing? Okay, so let's go for Newegg, computer components, graphics cards. Because honestly, graphics cards are like the only thing people really care about right now. Again, as I said in the previous weeks and streams, everything else is priced very well right now. Like, and are in stock. If you need a CPU, RAM, motherboard, power supply, case, SSD, all of that you can find without trouble at all. The graphics cards are where like all the interest is at. So we're gonna look at desktop, well, not workstation. Go back. Desktop graphics cards. And we're gonna look at. We'll sort by lowest price, but of course it's gonna bring up all this other crap. Like graphics card brackets. So let's look at 30 series. We'll look at 20 series, but I don't have much faith in that. And then RX 6000. So basically the last two generations of AMD and NVIDIA cards. While this gets loaded up. Let me look at chat. Guys, what's B-Stock? Khalil, B-Stock is basically refurbished or used parts from... Well, EVGA calls it B-Stock. Other companies or websites call it different things. But EVGA B-Stock is not brand new, essentially. It has been recertified or refurbished and tested to work. So it's essentially buying used, except verified that it's in working condition from like a company like EVGA, as opposed to buying used on OfferUp where, you know, you got problems. And it usually comes with warranty with EVGA anyways. Okay, so we're looking at the last two generations of graphics cards from Intel and AMD on Newegg, sorting by lowest price, because that's what we do around here. Alright, we got the 6500 XT for $224, which is very close to MSRP, but you know my opinions on the 6500 XT. Why bother? So we have basically the only thing under 250 bucks are 6500 XTs, but they are readily in stock and available. Do your research. Honestly, people have differing opinions on the 6500 XTs. I personally wouldn't get it. I personally wouldn't recommend it for friends to get. I would not buy it and put it in a system to flip or sell. But if you know everything there is about the 6500 XT, what corners AMD cut to get it to that low of a price, and you are okay with it, and you have seen the benchmarks and seen the difference between PCIe Gen 3 and Gen 4 performance, then you can go ahead and buy it. Like, I don't think we should scrutinize people for wanting to buy this if they are informed and, you know, make this decision to do so willingly. But as we keep going, we're not seeing it. Geez, we're already at the $300 price point, and we don't even see any RTX 3050s in here, which is kind of sad. We do have some $300+ 6500 XTs, which definitely seem like a ripoff. But as we keep going, we're gonna start seeing 6600s, like right here. Look at this. An RX 6600. This is a 3-fan Eagle one. This is a huge card, by the way. 6600 MSRP, I believe, was also $329 or 330 bucks. This right here is only $40 over MSRP. Now, whether or not you want this or the EVGA, let me actually link this. Whether or not you want the NVIDIA ecosystem or the NVIDIA software with NVENC encoder, GeForce experience, you know, some people place some value in that and they would want to pay more. But right now, if you want to build a system around $1,000 and you want a current graphics card, you're either going with this right here, RTX 3060 for $430, or this Eagle 6600 for $370. So choose. This one is less over MSRP, but some people are just against AMD, so you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Bionic Zen says, my stepmom ordered me an RX 6600 for Easter, so I have a GPU now, but I only have a 10100F. Bionic Zen, honestly, the 10400F is pretty solid. Obviously, you want to upgrade it that eventually, but I would say if you're just 1080p gaming and you're not doing crazy stuff like video editing or like encoding, streaming, then your 10100F should be fine. Let's see. Danny, you should have a form people can use to ask questions and to have the mods pick the good ones to the top. Because they'll spam their questions to hear you answer. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I should make a Google Docs sheet for that. The only thing is, I don't want to like put too much workload on all the mods out there. Because, first of all, the mods are an unpaid position. And I don't want to feel like you guys have to help and contribute. Especially with something like that. I think with chat monitoring, that's easy. But giving you too much to do, and also I don't know what biases there might be from different mods for different people asking questions. So I'll think about that though. That's a good suggestion, Jason. You sold a 970 build for $300 today, and that goes to show the market. Yeah. So wait, Luis, which is Kryptonic HD. What else was in the system besides the GTX 970? But while let's go back to this and see, you can get, okay, so right here, the 6500 XT is only $11 more or $12 more. I would definitely get the oh wait, I'm reading this wrong. Sorry, I'm blind. I read 6600 because it was priced more than the 6600. But this is a 6500 XT for almost $400. What is this? Okay, this is obviously sold by a third-party seller, but still, please, if anyone ever buys this at this price, don't do it. Where's the first? Yeah, and then we're starting to see 3050s for almost $400. Can't say this is worth it. Where's the 6600 XTs at though? We're starting to get into $400 territory here. But the thing is, these cards are in stock. Remember, it's gonna take time for the prices to keep coming down. A few months ago, we didn't even see any of these in stock. So we gotta, you know, at least be grateful for something. And then we have some 2060s here for $440. Not worth it. Okay, let me look at 6600 XT. When are we gonna come with find our first one? It's not even on this page. Wow. How many am I showing? Okay. So we'll go. So we're looking into 6600 XT. The cheapest one is $470. So you're paying another $100 premium for that. This is the ASRock Challenger one. Let me look at a quick reference. So you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 15% performance gains between the 6600 and 6600 XT. Whether or not you should pay another $100 for that, that's up to you. If you have the budget for it, I'd say go for it. But if you're trying to stick to like that strict $100 budget, then the 6600 right here is the move for a $1,000 or less gaming PC. Okay, Kryptonic HD says 330 to purpose sell. Yeah, it was the i5. Oh, that's why it sold for so cheap, because you had a Haswell i5 in it and a small SSD. Okay. So Shane Eslick says 6500 XT is only $379 AUD there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that price we just saw on Newegg was pretty bad. What's up, Josh Tech Gamer? Yes, prices are dropping. 6600 XT at Best Buy. I think Best Buy. So Best Buy is actually a really good place. Best Buy online, anyways, to get graphics cards. They've been having some good deals, but let me see if there's anything right now. So we have 3070 Ti for $900. We have 3080 for 1300, 3050 for 380. Okay. Let me sort by lowest price. Just because I feel like most people in the chat are probably looking to spend anywhere from like 300 to like maybe 600 at the high end. I don't know, like, that's a good poll. Let me ask that real quick. So let's see. Let's do 200 to 400. 400. Crap. This is hard. We'll just do it in in increments. Just to get an idea, a quick poll, like what are people looking to spend for the graphics card? Because I know some people have big budgets, but I feel like most don't. So just choose whatever's closest. I didn't give a range, so like if you're trying to spend like 350-ish, you can choose either 300 or 400. I guess I want to see how many people are trying to spend 600 plus on a graphics card, or versus below that. So hey, what's up, ZX you are back. Let's see, I saw the 650 XT for like 300 in Amazon. Oh yeah, let's look at Amazon too. But if we were to look at right here, let's see, 320, they still sold. Oh, Geek Squad. This is interesting. We got a Geek Squad certified refurbished. The funny thing is, I don't think a lot of people have like high opinions of Geek Squad. So the fact that they put Geek Squad certified refurbished here, I don't like, is that supposed to buy people's trust that it was, it's good? You mostly hear horror stories about Geek Squad. I don't think I've heard many good stories. If you do have a good story about Geek Squad to tell, let me know down in the chat or in the comments after this is posted. But so this is going for 330, which is for a refurbished used product that's like how many years old? Like 4 years old by now, or 3 years old. Let's see, we got a 3050 for 350 bucks. 3050, 3060. Oh, look at this Founders Edition 3060 Ti. How nice would this have been to pick up for 400 bucks? Where's the $0 option, says Craig Lilly. Just choose 300 because that's the closest. Yeah, they only limited me to 4 options on the poll. But what I think is surprising is 600 plus is the most voted choice right now. So most people out there are looking to spend over $600 on a graphics card, which means that they're looking at like the upper mid to higher end graphics card, because 600 should be able to net you a 3060 Ti, and I think you're starting to leave the mid range at that point. But thanks for everyone answering the poll, by the way, just to get an idea. But yeah, so at Best Buy, the 3060 for $440 is being sold out right now. This is the exact same EVJ one, so you can get this in stock at EVJ right now. 3060 Ti, yeah, basically anything that's priced well is sold out. Yeah, this one's starting to get a little bit pricey. $480 for a 3060. This is a 3-fan model, so you can pay an additional 50 bucks to go from that to the Gigabyte 3-fan. Yeah, let's see if we keep going, if we find anything else worthy. Now we're starting to get into $500+ 3060s, which is not worth it. Let's see. I worked alongside Geek Squad. They're just mean nerds. SMH with a badge. Wait, you worked at Best Buy Geek Squad, Luis? I forget if you said that either in a Twitter or from DMs or something, but I forgot if you did say that. Okay, XEZ Zaya, I don't know how to say your name. Looking for a new case guy, Lian Lee 011 Dynamic XL 360mm Rad Plus 10 fans. Jeez, RTX 3090. You got a big budget there. Would like something with better airflow as long as it fits all my parts. I don't care what size. Wait. Better airflow from the 011 Dynamic XL. Let's see. So we're talking about this one, right? So there's cooling on the backside of this, I believe, right? You're basically pulling air from the backside through radiators. Yeah, basically through this back slot. So you want something with better airflow. I mean, I'm trying to think of what would be better airflow than this. Something with air coming through the front so that it doesn't have to do a 90. But you have a radiator on there though. The air is going perpendicular to the part that's cooling. I don't even know what's running warm for you. So, I mean, better airflow. You can't go wrong with the mesh version, which I don't think they have a mesh version except for the mini. Air Lian Lee. Let me see. Because if you have the air version, which I have sitting in the corner back there, it fits full size ATX boards. I think it fits 360. Wait, this is the air. So you got with this one, not only do you have airflow that you could set up coming through the back, you don't have a tempered glass front. But other than that, I'm not sure if you can squeeze out much more airflow in a case. It would be like upgrading your fans at that point. Okay, let's see. Keo Kenner, bro, it's 1 a.m. for me. I'm about to go to sleep, but now I won't because I saw your live. Love all videos. Thank you for, let's see, Kinoner. Thank you for the kind words. And yeah, chat is pretty lit right now. The stream actually has like, I think, all-time viewership right now. So thanks for everyone coming to support and just to hang out and look at PC part deals and prices and stuff. Let's see, we're about 36 minutes in the stream. We'll move over to Twitter soon. Not yet though, just because I want to get through and see. You can get a 3060 Ti. The cheapest one is going to be this Gigabyte one for 600 bucks. Doesn't look like there's anything else around this price. Here's 650. But for 600 bucks here, see, why can't this be at like the low 500s, like 530? Then it would be an easier recommend. Shipping not available for this item. What? And an account is required to purchase because it's a high demand product? Interesting. But shipping is not available, so it looks like you're gonna have to check your local areas. But I can add it to cart. You're in line. Okay. Has anyone gone through the Best Buy process for buying these? Oh my goodness. Now it's just everything popping up on my screen. Okay. Wait, go on NZXT custom build and look at the 3080 Founders Edition. 900 bucks would be not a bad price. What else? So we looked at EVGA, Newegg, and Best Buy, which are gonna be basically the best places to grab a graphics card right now. Can you be on Twitter and YouTube streaming? I don't understand your question, ZX You mean like, can I stream on Twitter as well? I guess I could, but I've never enjoyed attending people's Twitter streams, so I wouldn't do it myself because of that reason. When is LAN Part 2? This coming weekend. I'm editing it right now. I was editing it before stream, and I will be editing it after stream until I get it done for the weekend. NZXT refurbished builds. Let's take a look at that. And actually, so, okay. Right now, if you have any questions on pre-builds, the submissions to Twitter is open. So, at Nerd on a Budget, and then hashtag NOAB Streams. It's all in the description. If you look at the description, it'll tell you what to hashtag and at. If you want to show off your systems, your setups, you can post that there. If you want me to look at specific build companies, you can post that there, like Prebuilts. If you want me to look at specific things on Amazon, like specific products, pre-built from Amazon. If you have PC part picker build list ready to go, submit it to Twitter right now. I will be going based on the order I received it in. So basically, anyone who's watching right now, if you submit soon, you have a good chance of me seeing it. I don't want people to submit it ahead of time and then they're not even in stream to be here to see it. So that's why I changed it to the do not submit until I announce it. So starting on Twitter, so we're at 540 right now. Yeah, so I'll start looking at my notifications in a bit. But someone said to look at refurbished parts. So we'll do this and then we'll get to the Twitter stuff. So get to submitting the things if you want them to be featured or looked at on stream. All right. Okay, so there's refurbished components. Yes, refurbished builds. So right now we look at refurbished components. They just have a Gigabyte. Interesting. So they have, because you know NZXT has their own motherboards. Here though, they're selling a Gigabyte board, probably because this is in one of their build systems that either had issues or return or RMA. So then they checked it out, made sure it worked, and then now they're reselling it at a discount. But if we look at refurbished build, which is what someone recommended. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we have here. So we have a refurbished custom gaming PC, black number 2771. We've got an i10 10600K, 3060, 16 gigs of RAM, 250 SSD and a 1TB hard drive. Gigabyte P650B. This power supply. This is an odd choice. A Z590 Pro Wi-Fi. I know it's a 10600K. This seems like an older system. Because it's using 2 Gen old Intel CPU. And you got a Kraken. This seems overpriced. I feel like you can build a better system for $1,400. What is so great about this? Like, specs wise, I'm not seeing anything that makes this worth this price. We just saw 3060s. You can pick one up for $430. That gives you around $900 to fill out the rest of the build, and you can get better than a 10600. 10600. It's unlocked, and the motherboard's a little bit expensive. That's probably why. It's got a Kraken cooler on it. Those usually come at a premium, even though this is only I think a 120mm one, right? Yeah, so this is a 120mm AIO, which honestly, I think it's more worth it to go with the tower style air cooler for like $50, and you can get the same performance out of it. So that first one, not seeing the value in this one. Let's see. Then we have, can I sort by lowest price? Yeah, here we go. Let's go to low to high. What? They have H1, this vertical case here. So they have, that has a 3700X 1660 Ti in it. Okay, 32 gigs of RAM. A Fire CUDA 520 M.2, okay. So this one seems like a little bit better value, even though your graphics card... See, now you're trading to get a better CPU, to get more RAM, to get a 1TB SSD, but you're going down to a 1660 Ti, which isn't like a huge drop in performance compared to the 3060, but just age-wise. This is technically, I guess, technically maybe 1.5 gen old. It's kind of weird, the 16 series. Because those released with the 2nd gen NVIDIA stuff, RTX 2000 series. But let's see. What do you think of Asus G15 RTX 3070 is a good laptop? Honestly, I would look to like Jared's Tech or something for laptop specific reviews. I don't know all the laptops off the top of my head, and I would need to do some research before commenting on that. Okay, we have this one right here, same thing. So these are like the same builds for the same price. Anything different? 10600K, 3700X here with the 2070 Super in it for $1,400, 16 gigs of RAM. See, this is really odd. Like, in what world was this PC ever built with only a 250GB SSD? If I put this in the cart or buy it, does it change? Nope, it doesn't give me any extra info. But yeah, why would you have 250 gig SSD only, unless this is marked wrong or something, with specs like this? Whenever this was sold, assuming this was like a customer return and then was repaired and refurbished, at what point would you ever have paired a 3700X with a 2070 Super with this SSD? But, so, I mean, I don't doubt... Whoa. What is this here? I just took a quick look. We got an i5. We got a 9th gen Intel here for $1,500. Intel didn't start hyper-threading their Core series processors until 10th gen. So you're looking at 6 core, 6 thread here. Like, do not get this. It's not worth it. But that's not to say you should check all the locations and all the sources of like PC parts and builds and stuff as much as you can. I wouldn't be surprised if on another given day we would have found a good like pre-built refurbished from NZXT. Just right now, for me looking, I'm not seeing value in these right here. Okay, so let's get to the comments real quick before I get to Twitter. Let's see. Kevin Go says, I think people should use 1TB for SSDs nowadays at a minimum. I would be okay with 500 at the minimum. Preferably 1TB. You're right. Preferably if you can get 1TB. But because people are sometimes building like, I don't know, $600-700 budget builds, that's where it starts to get hard to squeeze in $100 just to the storage. Where $40 to $50 500 gig SSD would give you more flexibility in a system that's like less than 700 bucks. But in general, you're right. Once you start hitting like $1,000 price point, you need to start putting 1 terabyte SSDs in your system. EVJ has been having the most drops, almost 3 times a day. Yeah, well, I mean, what do you consider a drop? Like, is this considered a drop, or is this just normal stock now, right? Like, the fact that, let me refresh this, make sure it's not out of stock. For anyone who came to the stream late, this is the move right now. If you need a graphics card and you're working in like the mid-tier territory, not looking for something crazy like a 3070, 3080, 3090, either this or this 6600 for 370, these are the best priced, closest to MSRP-ish graphics cards right now. That's not going for a 6500 XT, of course, because you all know the story about that. 500 gigabytes the minimum as long as you have other drives. Yeah, that's a good point, Luis. If you have a 500 gig SSD, make sure you pick up like a $30 1 terabyte, like Western Digital Blue or like a Seagate, what's it called, Barracuda or something. You can usually get those for 30 bucks or so, 35 maybe, and then you have a 1 terabyte spinner drive and then 1 terabyte, and then 500 gigabyte SSD, which is a good combo. Those B stock drops, LG, Dilly Tran. I don't know what you mean by that. LG, IG, like legit. That's the move for the US. In Europe, prices are still a mess, sadly. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can only speak about the US market right now. If anyone is from other countries, just let me know what the situation is going on over there. I know Brian from Techiest City, he's been posting quite a few videos about good GPU prices in Australia. So I think at least Australia's recovering. I can't speak for the rest of like Europe and stuff though. Oh, is LG looking good? Man, I don't know the slang and acronyms these days. But you picked up some 2 terabytes for 2 terabytes, or some 2 terabyte spinner drives for 32 bucks on Amazon. Yeah, that's a solid pickup. Good for using in like flipping systems, or if you just need extra storage. What would give more FPS in Minecraft? A 5500U or Radeon graphics with wait, Radeon 7 graphics? The 1650 Super should give the most. Just having a dedicated graphics card, the 1650 is definitely steps above integrated. All right, so let me end this poll where actually it actually worked out to be almost a pretty close spread between people wanting the low end versus high end graphics cards. So let me end that poll. Yeah, we are close to retail recommended pricing. I think that's what RRP stands for, says Shane. Nice for AMD cards. Pinky Tech says if anyone has a Micro Center near them, they have tons of cards with prices dropping. Yeah, I think Micro Center tweeted out like that they were dropping the price of their cards. So yeah, unfortunately Micro Center's in like less than half the states in the US. Hey, see you later, Bionic Zen. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so do I have my favorite pre-built company? Asked ZX QWERTY. Just from what I've seen price-wise and hearing from other people's experiences, especially on Twitter, a lot of people, like, they at the companies when they have either good or bad things to say about them. NZXT, their pre-builts, I think price-wise, they're generally fair about it. And just from seeing, like, Jay's 2 cents coverage of what they do behind the scenes in terms of building and packaging the PCs, I like them a lot. Redux from the PC that I looked at, as well as some other PCs. I know Gamers Nexus was a little rough on them, but Gamers Nexus, when they look at pre-builts, they go more in depth into stuff that I don't think is always applicable to like the typical like entry-level user. Like a lot of the times you can have a PC that works just fine, and then Gamers Nexus can have like a million things wrong to find about it, which is fine, but some of it I think is being overly critical. Some of it is justified. So I would just say, depending on what your use case and what enthusiast level you are, you know, take all the sources of information in with a grain of salt. But I know Skytech PCs. I've heard good things about them and their prices as well. Newegg's ABS systems. Initially, I remember Newegg's ABS systems. They were pretty horribly like priced and configured. But as of late, I've been hearing more good stories about people who bought from Newegg. So I think they've stepped up their pre-built game as well. So yeah. Sebastian Martinez says, any chance of seeing Founders card drop this week because they haven't sold any this previous month? So the only place that I know that reliably used to drop Founders Edition cards was Best Buy, believe it or not. I haven't really seen Founders cards go on sale from either directly from the like Nvidia or AMD, or from places like Newegg or Amazon or anything like that. Best Buy has been like the go-to place to reliably get the Founders card whenever they did their drop. So honestly, I haven't heard anything about upcoming drops. Okay, let's look at Twitter. So if we go to notifications, okay, let me scroll down. Wow. So let's see. All right, so we'll start with Kim. Hopefully you're still in chat. Kim Ronax. Just wanted to get a 13-ish $100 PC. Can I get anything better than this? A 12400 6600 XT Z690. Whoa. Okay. You can lower the price on this Z6. This board is probably $100 more than because you're getting a locked processor, unless you know for sure down the line you're gonna plan to get like some either like i7 or i9K unlocked processor. This seems like kind of overkill. You can either save money so you can have some in your back pocket, or take this out. I would get a 1TB SSD for this price range. And then for the graphics card, as we just saw, actually, let's take a look at the 6700s. I didn't see anything that was reasonably priced, but maybe they have something. Oh, look at this pretty card. So what's gonna hold up this build for Kim is gonna be the graphics card. Like whether it's gonna. So we saw these for like, let's see. You can get a 6700 XT for $600. That leaves you $700 for the rest of the system. You should be able to build out the rest of it for $700. It might be cutting it close, but yeah. Let me look at, and then 3070 prices isn't gonna be any better. I feel like this 6700 XT is the move as opposed to the 6600 XT. Let me see. What was the lowest price on the 6600 XT? Oh, okay, so we're going from, so it's an additional $130. So 470 versus 600. This one comes with Game Pass. And then the 3060 Ti's were not that much better. I think so. For the, I think the i5 12400 is fine. It's just whatever you can squeeze in for the remainder for the graphics card. I would try to squeeze in the 6700 XT though. Let's see, 3060 Ti. Let's take a quick look at the lowest priced one here. You can get a 3060 Ti for 609 as well. Yeah, and the 3060 Ti and 6700 XT are gonna trade blows within like 5% of each other. So up to you whether or not you want the Nvidia or the AMD. But I think with $1,300, you should be able to fit in a $600 graphics card. Just move some of this stuff around. But yeah, not much more else to say about that. If you had to right now pick that up, I wouldn't say this is horrible though, because the prices they're still coming down. Okay, someone deleted their tweet, so that's gone. So we got Drebler Gaming. Here's your rig. Wait, which rig is this? Dell Optiplex. I think this is Jason's server he was talking about. And he even put the sticky note with the @ to make sure it's actually his use. Wow, what is that monitor? i3 dual core 64GB SSD. This is like a super old, like low spec system, but I'm on a budget. How to upgrade? Please give me a free PC. This is okay. So I think he's just messing around here, but thanks for submitting that, Jason. I do like how you put the waifu figure on here, as well as none of your keycaps are on your keyboard. And what else we got going on here? We got a knife just laying diagonally on your system, but that was for the memes. Okay, first time doing this, watch the stream. Can you tell me this looks decent for gaming and content creation from Mystic Cell? So we've got a Newegg PC build. Whoa, what? So I'm clicking on the link, and I think you linked it wrong because I'm just gonna choose. Yeah, this isn't. Can you use PC part picker? Because I think I might have to be logged into Newegg, which I don't want to do because it might have my address and stuff on sign-in. So, Mystical, if you can resubmit that, I'll put you back in the front of the queue. But we have Johannes. So we have a PC part picker list from Johannes. Would appreciate some insight into this build. Will be my first PC build. GPU is a 3070 Ti. Okay. Every single time. Okay, am I the only person who has to deal with this every time, or do you all have to as well? Is it because like I'm not signed in or I'm in incognito mode? Select the boats, but our sale. Yeah, these are boats. I was about to say, does the sale matter? Can I beat the robot? Okay, so you have a 3070 Ti, which you have not included in this list, Johannes. And we're looking at a 5800X for $350. Is that really the best price right now? It looks like it. Okay. You got the Corsair IQ, which is this a 280 or 240 millimeter? And then we got a Corsair Hydro, 280. Okay. Yep. Looks fine. X570, Asus Tough Gaming. 16 gigs of RAM for $92. G-Skill Trident Z. This is 3600 CL18. So I'm usually not a super picky person when it comes to RAM. And then I don't know off the top, but does this have like BDI or something crazy where you could mess with the timings and overclock it? Because I could have sworn you can get cheaper 3600 megahertz. If you're going for the aesthetics and you like the Trident Z because of that, because they do look pretty sweet, then that's fine. But I feel like, one, you can go for a different brand of RAM and get 3600 CL16 for cheaper, or two, upgrade to 32 gigs for like around 120 to 130, which I feel is worth it because you're doubling your RAM capacity, especially if you're pairing it with stuff like a 3070 Ti and 5800X. That's when 16 gigabytes of RAM starts to maybe feel like it's not enough. I mean, it can still pass, but for this price, unless you're able to somehow get it cheaper, I feel like go for a different brand of RAM. You can get slightly better latency for the same clock speeds, and then also double it to 32 gigabytes. I'm not gonna comment too much more on that though, because honestly it's up to you. You'll be fine with the 16 gigs. It's not like your performance is gonna take a huge hit. That's just what I would personally do. 1 terabyte Crucial P2. Okay, that looks fine. You're choosing a MS. So these MSI cases, I feel like I've been seeing them pop up more recently. What is this case looking like? So you're going for this MSI case, which costs 110. It looks like there's a promo, so it's down to 90 bucks. And then you got a Corsair CXF 750 watt for 90 bucks. That looks fine. Okay, so for this case though, what's so popular about these MSI cases? Because it doesn't even look like you can get any cooling in the back. So your only means of airflow really looks like if you're intaking from the front, that is, which is what I'm assuming you're doing. Not many people intake from the top where there's air mesh, but you're gonna be intaking only via Is there an opening down this slit or the bottom and the top? So, I'm guessing you're gonna mount your two 80mm rad on the top. That'll be the best position for it. Then you're gonna be relying on airflow coming in, and it looks like it's gonna be somewhat limited with this case. I feel like for $100, there's plenty of mesh front cases out there, but of course, with all things, especially cases, it's down to personal preference. If you have a like special connection with this case, or like you like this case specifically for the aesthetics, then I think you'll be fine. You might run a tad on the warm side, but no issues there. So yeah, that's my take on it. I'm not sure if other people in the chat have any other opinions, but nothing glaring aside from my personal preferences. I would switch out the RAM and the case. Okay, let's see. Shane Eslick says, those tempered glass air filters are no good for cooling. They're good for keeping dust out. Dust can't go through glass, but yeah. Okay, so we have a post from, submission from Garnakin. Hey, a friend of mine ordered this as their first gaming PC. You recommended it. It was $1,200 at the time of purchase. Curious as to if the ABS lineup is poor in quality or cuts too many corners. Okay, so this is the ABS. I think ABS build, from what I've seen from people that I know who have bought ABS systems, and like people who have posted on Twitter about their ABS systems, I think their quality is not as bad as like when they first started. There was, I think, quite a bit of quality issues when they first started. But this is what they bought. They got a 3060 Ti for $1,200. $1,200. They got a 3060 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, 11400F. I mean, seeing as this is a $600 card already, and they bought this how long ago? Was $1,200 at the time, so it could have been last week, could have been months ago. For $1,200, this doesn't look like a horribly spec'd system. They got a B560 motherboard, okay, so they're not going with this super cheap H, like 510 or something. 3060 Ti. It's a Rosewell Zircon. If anything, they might be using like cheaper cases and fans, but what is this Zircon case? They're out of stock right now, but not the best airflow. Without knowing, like right now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend someone to buy this. Definitely not at $1,700. I don't know if I would recommend it at $1,200 either. But if they bought this months ago, then it probably would have been a good deal at the time, especially when the 3060 Ti's were higher in price. So I think you did your friend a solid by recommending them like a usable PC. I don't think you gave them like a bad deal or anything. Garnakin. Okay, let me see if I got any resubmissions. Nope. Okay, so he did not resubmit yet for the Newegg parts list. Okay, Waldo. Okay, here's Waldo, who has been having problems with his system. Here's like the Prebuilt website where he got his... So, to give some backstory, Waldo135 has been attending a lot of the streams, a lot of the pre-streams. He's over in the UK, so he stays up late to watch the streams. But he's been having problems with his pre-built PC that he bought, and he sent it back to the pre-built company, which is AWD, like all-wheel drive, AWD at Co UK. So he bought a pre-built from here, and it has issues. Basically, he sent it back to them. They said they fixed it. They replaced, I think, the graphics card and the power supply. They sent it back to him. He still has issues with it. So he's basically kind of out of luck because he doesn't want to keep sending it back and forth because he has to pay for shipping. And his PC is randomly shutting down, and it could be a number of things. But this is the website that he bought it from. I mean, the website looks clean and nice. Can't really speak to the prices without doing conversions. But if we look at their custom built PCs... Like, nothing about this website screams like they're gonna rip you off on a PC build. Right here, let's just take a look at this one. Because I like the TD500 case. For, what's this? we're looking at 1350 pounds. Let's look at this in USD. So we're looking at $1,800 almost. You look at a B550 board with a 5600X and a 3070. What? It's the pre-configured like default for this price is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Why would this even be an option? Like, I know sometimes people might want to cheap out and get the lowest RAM. So like, why would you start with a 2x8 configuration? Like, I'm not sure if it's an oversight by this website or the company, but this should not even be an option for people to mistakenly buy it. For another 19 pounds, you should definitely go up to 16 gigs. And you should go with 3200 megahertz, not 2666. Okay, what else we have? No secondary drive and a 240 gig. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on this, by the way? I haven't seen a pre-built company have configured specs, especially for a price like this, that have been this ridiculous for a while. To start this build off at that price, at 240 gig, I think a CS900 is like a SATA drive too. I don't even think that's the M.2 drive. Let's see, CS900 drive. Oops, drive. Yeah, the CS900 is a 2.5-inch drive, which you're not even making use of the M.2 slot or like PCIe Gen 3 speeds. So, maybe this explains it, Waldo, why they can't figure out your PC problems, because I'm already not liking the way they have this first build configured. But yeah. And this doesn't come with an operating system. Are you kidding me? You're charging $1,800. $1,800 equivalent US dollars for a system that up until like the 3070 looks fine, but your RAM is crap, your SSD is crap. You're not even including an operating system, which I know people can install Windows for free and use it unactivated, but still, like, I don't have good opinions on this system integrator or this pre-built company. Waldo, are you in chat still, or did you go to sleep? Sadly, they don't make the same configuration as my one. I mean, it's not even about the configuration that you got. It's the fact that these are even available options. Add a discounted monitor. Add internet security packages. Yeah. So Waldo is going to hit them back up and see if they can, because I think it's his motherboard that's the issue that's giving him the random shutdowns. But let's see how that works out. But yeah, Waldo, honestly, looking at just this one page, I don't have good feelings about this company, unfortunately. I mean, they might be fine, but given the experiences that you had specifically, and then just me looking at a random build that I clicked on. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Someone said they resubmitted. Did they? Okay, so okay, this is from Emmerich Guns. What do you think of these specs for my first gaming PC, GTA RP, and other games? Okay, so honestly, I don't know how hard it is to run GTA RP, because I think you need like the modded version of GTA for that, right? Versus the normal GTA client. Are the graphics processing power any more intense for RPing? Does anyone know? I've never RP'd on GTA, so I have no clue. But PCSpecialist.co.uk. Let's see. We've got a 11400. Okay, that's B560. 16 gigs of PC Specialist. That's what is PC Specialist Pro DDR4 RAM? They have their own brand of RAM? Like, can they just not tell us what the RAM is? Why would they put their own company's branding as like the RAM upgrade? Like, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's DDR4 20 2666. 1x16. Come on now. This is an odd configuration, but okay. Have you bought this yet, Emery? Like, can you see if you can get a 2x8 kit? I'm pretty sure this B560 Asus Tough Gaming. Let's take a look at this. B560 MATX. If this has 4 memory slots, which I'm thinking it does. Yeah, it does. Asus Tough B micro ATX. Yeah. So I don't know why they would configure this with a single stick of 16 gigabytes. See if you can get that split. Let's see. 12. So they have they have the 12 gigabyte 2060 in here. So that's the new one. 1 terabyte drive, that looks fine. Corsair, what's the price? So this one Hyper 212. Okay, that's fine. Power cable. Standard thermal paste. Yep. Okay, that's fine. So the only thing that looks weird to me in this system, I don't know what the price on this is, but if you're buying this brand new, what's the price of 11400 versus a 12400? So you can get a 12400. This is US, by the way, for around $200. An 11400 costs $175-ish in the US right now. It would be worth it to upgrade to the 12th gen if you can, but I know it's going to drive the price up on the motherboard. But this build, without knowing the price, it's hard for me to speak on whether or not this is worth it, quote unquote. But I feel like you can spend just a little bit more to get 12th gen at least. It shouldn't cost any more to go from a 1x16 to 2x8. And then honestly, this RTX 2060, like, how much are they charging you for it? It's going to depend on what the overall build cost is, but for this, to put a 2060 in when 3060 seem readily available, I don't know what the case is over in the UK. I would hold off on buying this until you can answer those questions. Personally, hope that helps. Next post. Okay, let's see. Wait. Oh, we got a member Bucks Raise Bolts. Welcome to the Nerd Budget, tight budget membership. Thanks for joining. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. If I did, let me know, just because I feel really bad when I miss super chats, just because they're like highlighted for me to see and stuff, and people are donating, so I need to make sure to hit those. But okay, so what else we have next? I need it. Why are these not opening a new tab? Okay, we got Oscar. You have a 3070 and you want to upgrade your i5 10400F to the i9, but I don't know which one. I also want to get the 5000D with all 10 fans. Okay, from Corsair. 3070. So you have the 3070, some i9. What do you mean by to some i9? But first of all, do you know why you want to upgrade to the i9? The i9 for the 10th gen i9, how much does that cost? I'm just trying to see. What motherboard do you have, by the way? Since you did have the 10400F, I wish you would have given me your full specs list, because if you're running that 10400F with some dinky that would be like a H410 motherboard. I don't know if I would advise sticking an i9 into it. I definitely wouldn't. And then i9s for the 10th gen cost around $400. So yeah, definitely need more information on this before we can speak on it. But I mean, your option to go with like the case and fans and everything, that's fine. How much power will you need? You mean like from our power supply for an i9 and a 3070? Probably would be pushing closer to like the 800-ish watt power supply range if you want to be safe. Honestly, I feel like 750 if you have a reputable brand would be fine, but depends on the brand. But yeah, Oscar, I can't answer any further than that, unfortunately. Okay, let's look at the chat. So Yeah, I need to come back to YouTube chat. Sorry about that. Bucks Raised Bowl says, thanks for the entertainment. You've been going through a rough time lately, but my videos have been spared. Hey, honestly, I'm glad to be of help, and I hope, you know, the videos can take your mind off things if anyone out there is going through some stuff, and you just need to, like, just de-stress and get your minds off of real life and just talk about, like, PC tech and stuff. So, hey, is there any way you can say hi to Jesse? He's a huge fan, says Tammy Cox. Hello, Jesse. I'm not sure what Tammy's relationship to you is, whether it's like a family member or significant other, but hello. Hopefully you're still there. Let's see. Hey, Philip Tran is in the chat. Long time no see, Philip. What is up? Okay, let's see. So6 says, forgot to ask, but how are you doing during a budget? Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. I'm having a good time with these streams. Streams have been lit the last few weeks. Graphics card prices are coming down, so I'm looking forward to doing more build guides. Just because now I can do them and people won't complain in the comments that they can't get graphics cards for the same prices that I'm showing them for. So everything's going well. Right now I'm kind of stressed out because the LAN Party Story series, like I still have, like, I've chopped down 15 hours to 10 hours so far. So I gotta chop down 10 hours to now 1 hour. So I'm kind of stressed out because it's a huge undertaking to do. But other than that, I'm doing good. This stream is very, very helpful in just for me kind of like relaxing. Edmonds Bolds, can you look at CLX Gaming Prebuilts? Did you submit it to the Twitter? Because that's, I can't just, there are so many requests for me to look at stuff from people that I have to do it via queue system, and I'm doing it via Twitter. So if you didn't submit it, we probably won't be able to look at it because I have a pretty big queue built up right now of what people want me to look at. But right now we're looking at Jonathan. I need your help. I am trying to get my first PC build and my budget was 2K, and you can see if this is a good build. And I was getting an RTX 3070, or can you make a list with a budget 2K? Okay, for 2K, you should be able to fit a 3070 in pretty easily. What are we looking at here? We got the 5800X, which is pretty much people's go-to if they're getting AMD, it seems. It's either 5800X or 5600X, honestly. There's no reason to really go elsewhere. Okay, so we have the IQ H100i. Is this 240? Either way, okay, so you're spending about 140 on the cooler. X570 board. We have 32 gigs of RAM here. Western Digital Blue, 1 terabyte. Interesting. Okay. So, Jonathan, I think you should be able to fit in a 3070 here because, and then you have an 850 watt Corsair RM unit, which is fine. 011 dynamic. Okay. So, I guess my question is, why are you mixing? Shouldn't this? I think this board should have 2 dedicated M.2 slots. I find it a little odd that this 1 terabyte NVMe drive costs $100, and this 2.5-inch Western Digital Blue drive, which isn't even like the most high-end drive, costs $115. If you can get it for cheaper, hopefully you do, because this is kind of weirdly priced. I would honestly just go with 2 NVMe drives, assuming that this supports it, which we can take a look at real quick. Yeah, does it actually? Let me see. What's the board layout? But that gives you almost 700 to work around to get a 3070, which should be very doable, given we are finding like 3060 Ti's for $600 right now. So you just kind of have to wait on the deal. So you can easily hit that $2,000 price point. Oh, does this only have... Huh. This really does nothing on the backside? Sometimes they have M.2 slots on the back. So that's why you went for the other SSD. I feel like we could switch out the motherboard, unless you, for some reason, like the look of that one specifically, and get you a $200 board with 2 M.2 slots. Can we sort by that? Okay. M.2. Here we go. Let's go for it. 2 M.2 slots, which is pretty easy to sort on here. And we sort by price. First of all, there's a bunch of cheaper boards, but they're all going to be like B5. So let's try to keep you on an X570 because you do have a nicer, more expensive processor. But this is a B550 Steel Legend that has 2 apparently. So this one's the MSI MPG X. So which one did you choose again? All these dang parts and their similar naming schemes. Yeah. So honestly, I would have to do more research, but I think you can take it from here, Jonathan. Look for a board that has 2 M.2 slots, please. I don't know why a $200 board that's supposed to be this high end only has 1 slot. But then also change the drive. Other than that, the build looks fine. If you can squeeze in a $700-ish 3070, do so. But if not, you can get a like $600 3060 Ti, which we saw earlier on stream. Okay. What are my monitors? ZX my monitor is laid out. Is that not in the description? If it's not in the description, it's not. If you look at my here, because so I have a what the. Because honestly, I do not even remember the model of my monitor. It's a 34-inch ultra-wide LG. It's 1080p. Why can I not find what I'm specifically searching for on my channel? Like, I'm putting in the title of the video. Am I being blacklisted right now? But where's my basement tour video? A new studio tour. This hey, what's up, everyone? Video has my peripherals in it somewhere. I think I listed it all. It's like on one screen. Oh, here it is. Like, if you want to know all my peripherals, it's right here. So check out this video if you want to see the rest of my setup. But yeah, so I don't have to answer like a million times. Danny, read your chat. I am trying to read it. One was under heatsink. Okay, let's see. There is 2 on that board. Okay, so if there's 2 on the board, yeah, sorry, I need to get better at reading chat while doing this. Is 1 under the heatsink? That makes sense. Duh. Okay, good point. That was big oversight on my part. So you can go with this board, because it does have 2 slots. Just switch out the SSDs then, or also look for a cheaper board. I think Hardware Unboxed would probably be one of the top sources in terms of looking at the hardware components in like VRMs. And if you care about high overclocks and stuff, did we just get a super chat? Okay, I'll read that in a second. But as you saw, there were $150 boards that still carry the X570 chipset. VRMs might not be as good, but how good of VRMs do you actually need for your use case? If you can save money here, get another Samsung drive to fill up both the M.2 slots, you're knocking off $50 and then $20 on the drive-ish. You're getting more money that you can allocate towards the graphics card. Mystical Cell, you sent a PC part picker. Sorry for the wait. Yeah, we can still look at it, Mystical, since you were one of the first submissions. Here we go. So we'll look at PC Mystical Cells next. But yeah, Jonathan, other than that, I mean, also the AIO, you could save a little bit of money on it. I know there are other RGB 240mm AIOs that are like around $100. So yeah, there's that. Also, this Corsair memory, 3600 CL18. But you're going for the Corsair. No, you're not going for a Corsair case. That was the other person. Yeah, if you don't care about the Corsair Vengeance look, I think you could save like around $25 to $30 on a 32GB kit, going with like Team Group or something else. Probably Team Group. All right, so we'll look at Mystical Cells PC list next, but we also got a super chat from Wayne Burr. Hey Danny, I'm thinking to build a new PC just to play games like Valorant, Black Desert Online, Apex, all low settings with the i3 12100F and RTX 3050 and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, so apparently this is one way to cut the line on the PC advice thing. I'll try not to make this a normal thing, but Wayne, that looks fine. Honestly though, the 3050, what is the price of that compared to the 3060? What is the price difference? I think that will be able to play all those games on more than low settings. You should be able to play medium to high, first of all. But I would say the 3050 is very hard to find close to MSRP right now, which means that it's closer to the 3060 price point, and you should just buy a 3060. I know it costs more money, but price to performance and like value wise, the 3060 in the US anyways is better value than the 3050. But hopefully that changes. Okay, we're looking at Mystical Cells thing. Can we sell our used parts on here? Daniel P2012. I would not recommend it. You mean like in the chat? I wouldn't try to sell used parts just because I don't know how many people would try to buy it. Plus there's like the trust level thing, right? If you're trying to sell to like other random strangers in the chat, it's kind of unsafe for both of you, both the buyer and seller, that you can scam each other. And then I don't want to have to deal with the hassle of people saying, hey, one of your other viewers ripped me off and like scammed me. So I would prefer if people didn't try to buy and sell stuff in the chat, but yeah. Just because I can't vet everybody here who's trying to sell their PC parts. Alpha Dragon Gaming says, I have an MSI 2080 Gaming X Trio and a EVGA 2080 Ti. What can I presumably trade each card for in the 30 series line? You have a 2080 and 2080 Ti. I mean, if you're trading cards for, the other person is probably looking to downgrade. Like, no one is going to trade you a better card unless they're willing to take the performance hit. So either you're going to have to add cash on top of it, or like, I don't know, like that's a hard question. Alpha Gaming or Alpha Dragon, you're probably looking at 3070 territory, but are you looking for a side grade or for an upgrade? Okay, so let's get to Mystical Cells. I gotta go back down and see what the original post was. Mystical Cell says, first time doing this, watch your. Can you look at this? Looks decent. Okay, for gaming and content creation. So you have a 5700G. Okay. $80 for a 120 millimeter cooler. Usually very hard to recommend. Save yourself $30. Get yourself like a $50-ish tower style cooler. Honestly, you could probably go for one even cheaper. Like one of the $30 or $40 ones. So if you want to save money, I would say here's where you can do it. Change the cooler out. You got an X570 board. Okay. $200 board. Is there going to be a graphics card in this build? You have a 3060. So my question is, why are you getting the 5700G? So no graphics card prices available, but this will be around, either you already have it or this is going to be like the $430 card we found. So Fantex Eclipse, that is fine for $80. The Corsair 650 watt. This power supply is gonna last you a long time for $100. That's fine. You have a 500 gigabyte Samsung drive. Okay, you're trying to do content creation. I don't know if 500 gigabytes is enough, and gaming. I don't know if you have like another drive lined up, if you have, or what. But you're gonna need more than 500 gigabytes. For content creation, you're going to be having video files that are going to take up a lot of space. And for gaming, games these days are easily into like 70 to 100 gigabyte territory. That's going to fill up fast. So I would definitely try to go for 1 terabyte. The memory, 32 gigabytes. Okay, I guess this one's fine. Did RAM prices go up? Why is everyone posting RAM for like the equivalent of $75-ish or $130 for 32 gigabytes. Let me look on Amazon. I'm guessing you're in the US, but if we look at Amazon, let's look at 32 gigabytes of RAM. Is it not 120 bucks like what I just saw the other week? 32 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, Corsair carries a little bit of premium. So here's your Delta RGB 3600 CL18. I don't know if Corsair Vengeance has like BDI, better timings or what, but honestly, it's not gonna make that big of a difference. So here's 130 for this kit. Here's a non-RGB kit for 120. Here's the 32 kit from Crucial Ballistics for 112. So where's the cheapest RGB kits? Is it the T-Force Delta? I thought it was a bit cheaper than that, but I guess this isn't a horrible deal. So going with the 5700G, it is cheaper than the 3800X, which we're seeing for about... wait, what? Yeah, 5800X. That was a typo. And a slip. So we're looking at 350. And then on Amazon, it's 350. I wouldn't recommend a 5700G unless you don't have a graphics card. You're going on an X570 platform. Your CPU and motherboard will be PCIe Gen 4 compatible and capable if you go for a 5800X. Like this, I would reserve for only if you can't get a graphics card. But then it's hard to recommend the 5800X, which isn't priced super well right now, because it's going to cost you another $60 for that upgrade. And the thing about, I feel like if Tech Deals was watching this, he'd be like, just pay the extra 60 bucks. You can just pay X amount of dollars on every component left and right until you're like at a whole nother price point. Like anytime people say, oh, just pay another 30 bucks here, another 50 bucks there, another $60 here on each of the components, it adds up quickly. So that's why I'm okay with like sticking with mid-end stuff and not just telling everyone to get the most high-end hardware. Because in situations like this, I want to recommend a 5800X, but then I don't, because I understand 60 bucks is not an insignificant amount of money. How much are 5600Xs right now? Like, this is kind of a tough spot. So you can get a 5600X for 230 bucks right now. Ugh. I don't know. Let's turn to chat for this so I can hang out in chat. What do people say? Wayne Burr says RTX 30S price drop. Wait. 30 Super price drop when Nvidia gonna release 40 Super? Or are you saying like 40s and 30s? I don't know if that S is meant to be a Super or not. But are the 30 series gonna price drop? Honestly, if we base it on what just happened, we did not see a price drop in RTX 20 series cards when 30 series cards drop, so I wouldn't count on it. You're on a budget, wait for the R7 5700X. Why would you pay $200 for X570 when you can get a Z690 build for cheaper? You could get a Z690 board for 200 bucks, and then you could go with the How much are the i7 12700s again? Those are almost 400 bucks. Yeah, so this is kind of tough. And then the 12600s are not that much better. I think maybe like 270, 280. i5 12600. Yeah, so these are 280 right now. The i5 12600. So if you go with Intel, you have to pay a little more. I don't know how much money Jonathan has. So this is pretty tough. You're going with the RTX 3060. Honestly, I think an i5 or a Ryzen 5 is fine with that. You could save yourself a bit of money. I don't see the value of going for a 5700G at close to 300 bucks. Go for the 12400, please. That is a $170 processor. You can get a cheaper B460 board. I don't know if you plan on overclocking or like upgrading down the line, but did I say I meant B660 if I said a wrong number of motherboard earlier? But yeah, I would say save yourself the money. It's hard to recommend like Ryzen right now just because Intel's current 12th gen offering has like such good IPC improvements and does so well specifically for gaming. And if you have an RTX 3060, you can content create using the encoder on there, like through OBS. Just switch from H.264 to NVENC and you're good to go for recording and streaming. Sebastian Martinez, how do I share a PC part picker build list? Once you build it, there's a link and then you can submit it to Twitter. But we're probably not going to get through all of it today if you start submitting now, because we are well underway. Did we even look at... I think I'm starting to lose my mind here, because did we finish Mysticals? I think we did. Okay, I need to close these tabs out once I'm done, because I'm starting to forget what we just covered right now. I'm losing my memory, like on the spot. Yeah, Jagsta says, unless you have a motherboard already, you wouldn't recommend Ryzen right now. I'm under that same boat as well. Like, if anyone came to me for a PC recommendation, like friends and family, people that I, you know, want to save money for, and that, like, I go an extra mile to save money for, I would be going Intel for them. Okay, so that's Jonathan's. So what is the conclusion with Jonathan's? Go Intel. Go i5 12400, find a compatible B660 motherboard, save yourself some money, and you'll be fine for content creation and gaming. That's the conclusion. Okay. So after Jonathan, we have this from Sonda. So I can't read these names, but laptop monitor setup. Acer Nitro. Okay. We don't see these all too often. But some people can't get a tower, so they have these set up. This is pretty minimalistic. You have a Wacom, and you're watching the stream right now. I'm on the screen, but or not. It might not be a Wacom specifically, but it looks like a drawing tablet. I wonder if this is to actually do illustrations with, or design, or to play games like Osu. But very clean setup. You got a 10300H and a 1650 Ti, so this is one of those budget laptops. For a time there, we could find these for like $500 to $600. Pretty clean setup overall. Thanks for submitting. Need some advice on how to make the setup look better. Honestly, it's hard because the only thing I see wrong, like I would nitpick on this, is the cable management. So me personally, I go with like wireless, except for right now I'm charging this, but normally going wireless is going to clean up the setup to make it look a little bit nicer. But you have a mouse bungee, and I'm guessing you're a gamer, so that you, I don't know, maybe the latency is an issue, or like the input response time. So aside from cleaning those up, maybe get some more personalized decorations. So if you get an RGB strip behind the table, it'll give a nice glow bouncing off the wall. And maybe filling up your empty space with either pictures of stuff, or I don't know, or decorations, artwork. But yeah, that would be my suggestion to improve this setup a little bit. It's pretty clean as it is. Okay. Let's see. So let's close these out so that I'm done with them. Let's Mo says, Dan, I have a problem. The XMP on the Z390 Aorus Pro is disabling itself after 2 days. I've never seen that problem. I've never had XMP settings be reset unless I manually did it. Unless the PC gets stuck in like boot looping or something and has an issue, so it automatically resets your motherboard settings. But maybe it's the CMOS battery giving out, so it's not holding the settings. I don't know. That's one I haven't run into, Mo. So unfortunately, I can't comment more on that. If anyone in the chat knows why XMP might be automatically resetting itself after a couple of days, let Mo know. But those would be my suggestions. Change CMOS battery, Or go to a different XMP, because usually they have like multiple speeds you can run it at. Run it out of the other one. It might not be the max speeds it's rated for, but see if it happens on all the profiles or just that one. Alright, we have Zane Aqualarius with the setup. Fractal Design Mesh 5C case, B550F, gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. You got Ryzen 3600, upgrading to a 5900X, nice. 32 gigs of RAM, 2x16, 3070 Ti, and then an RM750. You're upgrading to 1000 watts or better soon. So, can't see much in here. It's all darked out, but we do have a common theme here with the blue and the galaxy in the background. Dual monitor setup of different sizes. This one looks curved slightly. And then here is your... Where's the shot of the build? You just listed your specs, but I want to see the PC build, not just peripherals. I'm not a peripheral channel, but... I mean, from what I can see, your setup looks dark. That's all I can say. Mainly to do Blender and gaming and some art. Okay, so art, Blender, and gaming. So, that 5900X is going to serve you well. But, oh, there's the build. There's a third picture. I missed it. Let's see what we got here. We do have some daisy chaining going on. That's on the Corsair power supply, though. Did it come with two? Or did Corsair just all of a sudden just drop two to like one PCIe 6 to 8 pin connector? The 3070 Ti, that might be approaching slightly dangerous territories, though. I don't know for the RM750 power supply specifically. If they only include one cable, it should be fine, but hard to speak on that. Otherwise, cable management doesn't look horrible when you're built. Doesn't look too dusty. So, thanks for the submission. Alright, we got a streaming-based refurbished PC. Didn't realize the prices was changed so much in 1 month. Or maybe I got lucky. So, Joe Shilly sent this over. But let me look at chat. ZXT. Do I prefer NZXT cases? No, I don't have a specific preference for NZXT. I do think NZXT cases look clean. Also, I just realized if you guys tag me in the YouTube chat, my eyes go to the orange highlight way more. This is why I'm answering so many of ZXT's questions, because he's tagging me. But I just realized that. So that's one way to cheat the system for me to look at chat more. But no, I don't have any preferences towards NZXT cases. I do like their aesthetics. I do think that people are a little bit overly critical of how bad their cooling is, because I've built in plenty of NZXT cases without like mesh fronts, and the cooling, as long as you plan for it and don't put anything crazy in it, it's fine. So yeah, now everyone's gonna start tagging me in the comments, which now makes it so that if you don't tag me, I might see your comments better. What? So what do? Tag or no tag? But clear city malls, update firmware and then apply XNP. Oh yeah, you could update the BIOS as well, Mo, if you're still here. Sorry for missing your stream. Hope that's been great. Well, what's up, Mark Davey? Welcome to the stream. No worries if you missed it. It's fine. Let's see. Alep Sukri says, "Hey Danny, why are you still using the 2060? I'm still using it because for my gaming purposes, it serves me fine. I will probably upgrade soon, probably to like the 3060 or maybe 3070 because I have those on hand. I'm probably gonna be doing a hardline loop soon, so I don't know if I want to make that my main system because I don't want to have to deal with troubleshooting a custom loop system. So we'll see. But I'll probably do a PC upgrade sometime this year. It's just my system serves me fine. I feel like sometimes for people who have like really old hardware, if you want to upgrade your system because you're on like a freaking Sandy Bridge system and stuff like that, sure, go for it. But I feel like a lot of people want to upgrade only after like 1 or 2 years of having their system, and I'm like, why? Unless your system is like horribly bad or crashing, are you really gonna pay that much money just to get like a slight FPS bump? I don't know. Maybe the way I think about money is a lot differently than a lot of other people. Like, I made a comment earlier before stream even started because someone was having trouble with their PC and they didn't have enough money to troubleshoot it. Just because you have a certain amount of money saved up to buy something, whether it be your PC, a car, I don't know, clothes, it doesn't mean you should spend all the money you have. You should always keep money in your back pocket in case something goes wrong. Like, once you become an adult, you'll know what real life emergencies are, and your parents can't cover you. But like, don't just go spending all the money you have just because, you know, you want to get the highest end PC. If you have $2,000 for a PC, you know, maybe back it down, spend $1,700 and pocket $300 on the off chance an issue arises or something like that. But yeah, the reason I'm not upgrading my PC, this kind of goes back to that question, is because I don't need to. I have the ability to upgrade my PC, but I don't feel the need to, and I don't feel like when I watch other content creators showing off beautiful brand new parts, I don't feel like, oh, now I want to upgrade, you know? So don't let others influence you if you already have a good working PC, is what I'm trying to get at. Hopefully that helps out, you know, save people money and keep them from spending unnecessarily. What types of chips is Danny eating? So they're not chips, they're actually Chex Mix. I haven't even eaten any on stream because they're pretty loud, but I'm starting to get hungry and I'm gonna eat some right now. These rye chips are so crunchy though. Like, these are my favorite things from these. So good. Drebler Gaming says, please release a PDF of for your younger viewers about the importance of personal finances. I would hope most people watching my channel kind of get the gist that, like, you should not spend your max budget, and you should be very critical of where you spend your money and like how to save money and stuff like that. But yeah. Agree. Royals Fine says, agreed, still using a 1070 as it still serves me well for what I use for. Like, that's a perfect example. Like, if I had friends and family members with a 1070 for the last however many months anyways, I was telling them, do not buy a graphics card right now. Even though they will give you a better like bump in performance, you have a perfectly capable system. The market's not good for buying right now. Just save your money. Be grateful for the working system that you have. Now, obviously, this isn't a jab at people who have upgraded their systems from something, say, a 1070 or 1080 Ti. If you have the money for it, by all means. It's just, I know a lot of the viewers are younger or people who are on tighter budgets. You have to be more mindful of your money in that case. So, have I had Takis before? What do I think of them? Yeah, I like Takis. I like the hot and spicy Takis, like the Hot Cheeto brand Takis. They're pretty good. I like them. Shane Eslick says, yeah, adulting is expensive. It is very expensive. And if you don't get that mindset of like being able to budget and save money now when you're younger, when you become older and you don't have parents or other people able to bail you out, you're going to be in a world of trouble when you do run into real world emergencies like car maintenance problems. I had problems with my house, like a number of problems. Like, you need a savings and like a padding that you could rely on to pull funds from. Okay, so sorry, we're going on tangents tonight, but hopefully everything I'm saying is at least useful or worth listening to, because I know it's about the PC advice right now, but sometimes you gotta drop in some life advice too to people who have not experienced as much life. And I know I look like I'm 17 years old, but I've been on my own for over 15 years now, like without the help of parents. Like, I moved out starting college at 17 to 18 years old, and that's when I had to take care of my own housing and paying for my own stuff. Okay, so Yushi says, didn't realize the prices would change so much in 1 month. Maybe I got lucky. So they spent $1,120 on a 5600X. Wow! Holy crap! This is what this is the type of deals we're looking for right now. We're going to the NZXT Refurbished, which we do not see. How many months ago was this? 1 month? Look at this. Juicy got this 1 month ago, apparently, for $1,200. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong price earlier. $1,200. We got a 3070 Founders Edition in this thing, and a 5600X. So whoever posted, or whatever NZXT build we looked at earlier, that was like $1,300, and it had like 11400F in it, and then like what graphics card was it? It wasn't a 3070. This is the type of deals you want to be looking for, and you need to frequently check the refurbished NZXT builds for. This will probably come around from time to time, but obviously it's gonna be snatched up. But Juicy, thank you for sending this over. This is what like I want to use to encourage people to look for like awesome deals for, because this 3070 right now is a hot item. That alone in this system is worth like $700+. So very nice. Thank you for the submission. Okay. Okay, so we're going back to chat, which, again, I'm missing so much of chat, but I think you guys are self-regulating pretty well. People are talking to each other. People are tagging me like crazy now after I mentioned that cheat code, but, I need to make sure I didn't miss. Okay. So I answered the last super chat, so we're good on that front. Can you take a look at these two PC part lists? So you have two AMD and Intel build. Okay, let's quickly look at this. So we have 1500 and 1500. One has a 12600K. One has a 5800X. Okay, is that the only difference? This one has a Kraken. Okay, I'm trying to go back and forth. Here's an example of a cheaper AIO for $90 from Corsair. No RGB though, but oh no, it is RGB. So why did someone have the $130 one earlier? But anyways, looking at this part list, everything looks fine. 3050. Whoa. Both of these builds have 3050s in it, and they're coming at $1,500. So there's something. What's being overpriced here? Let me think about this real quick. I think you can save some on the power supply. I'm sure there are A-tier power supplies. I don't think you need you do not need 850 watts. Unless you're future-proofing, I guess. Let's say you're future-proofing. We'll keep the power supply. The case, $100. That's pretty typical for a build in this price range. Between these builds, I'll link both of them in the chat if people want to pull them up. But first of all, the biggest problem, regardless of anything else in the build, is the 3050. Like, you should not be spending $1,500 on a PC and getting a 3050 at the end of it. This needs to at least be a 3060 or a 6600. Either or, doesn't matter. So what can we do to bring the price down? And we're looking at two different builds here, but they're pretty similar. So let's see, we're spending about a little bit over 500 here, and then about 500. So both of them, the CPU motherboard combo is about $500. In this case, I would chip away slowly at like the SSD. I would chip, you can't on this one, but chip away a little bit on this cooler. See if you can get this Corsair one instead for $90 and save yourself $25. What else is there? You got a 2 terabyte drive in here, so that's driving the price up a little bit. And then if you could probably go with a not as high-end power supply, maybe go for like a 750 watt, slightly lower tier, but still like a A tier for $80 or something. Like, you gotta take all that money saved and get a better graphics card. But aside from that, between the Intel 12600K and 5800X, kind of hard, depending on what your use cases is. If it's just gaming, actually, if it's just gaming and even if you're like streaming and stuff, you could use the RTX card to help you with that. So I don't think many people have uses for AMD's higher thread counts, higher core and thread counts. So I would lean towards this Intel build, except please get at least a 3060. Okay, so okay, let's see with chat. Do you think it's okay to have my RTX 3090 running 24/7 Bitcoin mining at 80 degrees Celsius? Says Don Always. I don't know if that's a troll question or if that's a real question. I'm not super knowledgeable about mining, but I thought miners typically underclocked and undervolted their graphics cards and gave very sufficient cooling. They usually put it in their garage or their like freaking storage space or factories with huge fans blowing on them so that they run cooler. 98 degrees constant 24/7 does not sound like a good idea, but I can't speak on that because I'm not a miner myself. So did you see remove GPU tariffs today for GPUs? Is that a thing? Let's take a look at that. GPU tariffs. Sorry, I'm gonna eat some chips. Hopefully it's not super distracting. I'm not seeing anything in the news. One day ago. Nvidia, yeah, so the last thing I saw is like December. Anything with graphics cards and tariffs, I'm not seeing news from. Do you have a source on that? Unless it's from this PC Mag thing. Is there anything mentioning tariffs here? It's no secret that pricing for today's graphics cards have been terrible due to chip shortages, tariffs, okay? Is that the only mention of tariff in this article? It looks like it. So no, I have not heard anything about tariffs being removed on graphics cards. So what source is that from? Click this week? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me do the tools. Past week. It posted today, have to click today or this week. I mean, I have it within the past 24 hours. Like, what is the search terms I'm supposed to put in? Like, it's not showing up. Unless my Google is for some reason different than yours. Is tariff the right word that I'm supposed to be using? And then graphics card, GPU, like, nothing's coming up. 1 day ago, 6 days ago, nothing on tariffs, though. FSR related. Price slashes overnight, but that's not tariff related. Like, I would assume that the title of the article or even the short summary should have it. So, ZX Cordy, why do you care if I like Windows 8.1? I haven't used Windows 8.1 for many years. I don't have an opinion on it, but given how easy it is to get Windows 10, I would think most people should at least be on that, and not Windows 7 or 8 or something. Yes, Google is limited to your personal knowledge. If there's something you don't know, Google won't find it. Isn't that how it works? Like, this is in an incognito mode too, so there's no, like, caching or, like, any smart search things coming up. So, yeah, unless there's any other, unless you can give me a source for the tariff stuff, you're just telling me to search in Google, though, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not finding it. Click all. Oh, not news. Sorry, my bad. Click all. Okay, so I'm clicking all. Like, I feel like we always have to... This happens so many times. Like, people tell me to look or search for something, and I do. So, what do you want me to search for in Google, though? Like, come on. So you gotta tell me what to do. I'm already searching by the past 24 hours or past week. I put in graphics card, tariff, GPU. Here's an article from TechRadar 6 days ago. It's talking about price slashes, but I don't know if it's talking about There's no mention of tariff in this. So yeah, they're taking me for a ride. Yeah, it feels like it now. So we're gonna not talk about tariffs anymore, just because it should honestly have been submitted as an article here to the Twitter thing. Okay, so going back to Twitter, man, we've been at this for 2 hours. So how many more things did... Wow, we have a lot more stuff. So for next week, I think people just got to be faster, or just hope by submitting in chat I can get to it. But it's kind of hard to you know, get to everybody. But there will always be future streams. So we're gonna finish this one off and then hang out and chat for a bit before I go eat, because I am starving. So for this one, so here's greatest ever PC setup with dual monitors, 32-inch. So that I always find it interesting with 32-inch setups in front of your face. It feels very big when it's non-ultra wide, but it's like a small TV. But we have 165 hertz, okay, high refresh rate, 32-inch monitor with the console trifecta to the left. What is the console trifecta? We have... My face is blocking it. We have an Xbox. I see a PS5. And then, what is this thing? What is this thing right here? Oh, we have the Switch right here. Duh. Okay. This pink case. This stands out so much. DIY PC. No specs. 750 BQ I can see. Cooler Master. Is the fan on this? Whoa, is this a rear intake? This looks interesting. Or is this the... So from this picture, it looks like it's just... The fan is actually on the opposite side to where it's normally. Maybe it's because this case has limited airflow. Is there a follow-up post? Using it for 1440p gaming, yet seems to have limit frame rate to below 100. Yeah, I love how beautiful 1440p gaming looks. Okay, so no details on the specs. It is interesting. I don't see a fan on the front side of this Cooler Master cooler. So you're pulling air from the back side, I'm guessing. So it's like a reverse airflow case or setup. But thanks for the submission. But okay, since I have not been able to be in chat, that's it for the submissions and deal hunting and price looking up for this week. I'm just gonna spend the last 10 or so minutes hanging out in chat because I see people are pinging me like a million times. We won't have time for games this week. What I'm thinking is maybe I need to add another game specific stream like later on in the week or on the weekend or something, because there's clearly a difference of people who are here for PC tech related stuff and then the people who care about gameplay, because there's a clear drop off usually when I transition from doing like the deal hunting, looking at PC part lists and stuff. The viewership from that drops noticeably once I transition to games. So maybe it just needs to be 2 separate streams. Plus there's so much stuff to do for the PC hardware stuff anyways that it's hard to cut it short. So I'll look into a potential gaming specific stream for another day throughout the week. But for now, let's see what people have to say. Please check mine out for the last one. It's right there, please, JTG. I can't. Like, the way that I have it set up is the people who are at stream and they're there basically the entire time, they'll hear when I submit, or I basically give the go to submit links to Twitter, and I just have to do it based on first come first serve. I can't skip around and give people favors, unfortunately. When people are super chatted, I'm kind of obligated to read their comments, so that's the only other bypass. But I don't want to advertise that as the way to get me to like look at your setup and stuff. I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. So I guess we'll just have to hit it next stream. Is the Ryzen 7 3800X good with the 1660 Ti? Yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't see any problem with that pairing. You could eventually upgrade to a better graphics card and still keep that 3800X. But, a deals with Danny on Wednesday and gaming with Danny is on another day. Yeah, gaming maybe on like Saturday or something. On the weekend, when people are more able to like, are more free and maybe able to stay up later. Any drop tots at LAN? I think I dropped some tots. I'm not sure if I caught it on camera though. Next LAN party should be this weekend, if I play my cards right. $50 super chat. No, do not $50 super chat so that you can get your PC tips read out loud. Please do not do that. Because then it'll get other people mad saying, you only read stuff because people donate, which I think it's a given that I have to read stuff that people super chat. And it's not like I'm encouraging people to do it. It's just the way it is. I don't know how to explain it other than that. What graphics card are you currently using? Everything's in the specs. Look in the description. My specs are down below. And then Drebler Gaming, thank you for actually, thank you for moderating chat. You're being very helpful right now. Next video is the next video is gonna be a LAN video for everyone asking. So this coming weekend. Milton Stephenson. I'm currently trying to pair a 3070 Ti. Okay, I think there's gonna be a new rule afterwards. Once we're done with the whole Twitter thing, no more PC advice in the chat. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that now, just because I'd rather not just only talk about that till the end of stream. Like right now, we're doing the cooldown hour, so just if people have anything else they want to talk about, that's not just asking for PC advice. Please ask it now. Kevin Go says, favorite Seattle restaurant? Honestly, that's hard to choose from, but if I had to choose one that I could always recommend to people who are coming from out of town, it's this right here. So there's this restaurant called Un Bien. Yeah, we're gonna talk about food now. But there's this restaurant, someone super chatted, I couldn't do 50, but here's $5. Happy spring. Thank you, Arctic Eagles, for not only super chatting to support the channel, but for also super chatting and not putting PC advice in it. So just thank you. I really do appreciate that. Like, just to show support and to say happy spring. Happy spring to everybody. Weather is finally getting nice in Washington. It's starting to be sunny, so I'm looking forward to doing like outside home projects that I've been putting off because of the winter and rainy weathers. Like I gotta pressure wash my driveway, so I got a new pressure washer over Black Friday, so I'm excited to use it. But restaurant wise, Un Bien, like if you come to Seattle, these are Caribbean sandwiches, so good. Pulled pork Caribbean sandwiches, one of the highest rated sandwich shops. It was on like the Food Network, like best sandwich shops or something similar, right? There was some drama between this and the previous iteration of this, but yeah. And their sandwiches could be a little pricey. They're $13, but it's worth it. So good. Do they have any better pictures to show? But it's just like slow roasted pulled pork stuff, and they have the corn. Where's the pictures? Yeah, merchandise, pickup orders, catering. Here, let me go to. Yeah, so here's what the sandwiches look like. Super juicy, super meaty. Oh, where's the corn? And they put a really good like aioli like sauce on it. And then Un Bien corn. And then they have the is this like considered Mexican corn, right? Where they put the whatever, the butter on it and cilantro and stuff like that. Yeah, so good. Do I know Spanish? Like, speaking of writing, sorry for the assumptions, just curious. No, so I do not know Spanish. My extent of Spanish is 3 years in high school, which was well over 15 plus years ago. So I basically lost all my Spanish speaking abilities. Plus, honestly, learning language in school I never felt was effective, especially at my school, since first of all, my school didn't have like the best curriculum in general, or teachers, like quality of teachers. So getting by and getting good grades wasn't that hard. So I didn't really learn Spanish probably like how people learned their secondary language courses from like better schools, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it was easy to get an A and put in low effort, which is kind of what I did, unfortunately. So, yeah. But no, I do not speak Spanish. Let's see. What about let's see. Is the current track Man Karate? No. So the current track is all so for people who are ever looking for chill music to listen to, Harris Heller Stream Beats is basically where they just have a bunch of background music that you can put in your videos or play on your streams for free, and you can download all this all for free. And this is what I use for the stream background music. Sometimes I put Jan's music on, but Jan doesn't have like a huge collection like this to choose from. So for streams, because it's just going for like 2 hours, I play these songs. All right, what else? Who's getting the next free PC upgrade from the LAN group? So honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if the next LAN party will have a free PC upgrade, because one, I either have to find a sponsor for, which like when I gave Martin's PC away, that wasn't even fully sponsored. I still had to front about $1,000 worth of parts out of my own pocket. So and that's expensive. That's very expensive for me. So yeah, it's kind of hard to know, but there are other people from the LAN party that do need PC upgrades, so we'll see. I'm not gonna give the answer out now either. It's gonna, of course, be a surprise. But let's see. Name that says, I live on an island and the meat here is like 10 times better than any meat from the US, and it gets shipped from Portugal. I usually make my own tenderloin and it's goated. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the meat that we do get in the US probably is more like mass prepared or produced, in terms of, I'm guessing the stuff that you get is more like the organic, grass fed, the cows or the animals are free roam, etc. So I could see that. Yeah, the US, especially if you're shopping at like Costco or just any grocery store, a lot of their stuff is probably unless you're buying the high-end meats, probably not the best quality. ZX Qwerty asks, do you like the Steam Deck? Honestly, I haven't seen that much content about the Steam Deck in general. I guess let me do a Uno reverse and ask you the question. What are your thoughts on the Steam Deck? Like, from what you've seen, is that anything that you're interested in? So, the Steam Deck right now, I think you would want to at least get... Oh, that's a big price increase from $400 to $530. $130 to go from the eMMC, which isn't that what like the Switch uses? Or it's like lower quality storage than like an NVMe drive, which kind of sucks. Like, I wish you could buy this one and put in your own SSD, because then you could put a 1 terabyte one in and not have to pay this ridiculous and I guess it's not too bad, $120 upgrade from 256 to 512. That is ridiculous. What the heck? Is this like a special NVMe drive that they couldn't just use like off the shelf $90 1 terabyte drives for the upgrade? They're really nickel and diming you for this upgrade. So let's see. Let me look. Steam Deck replace NVMe drive. Is this a thing that you can do? How to upgrade your SSD and install SteamOS. Huh, someone has a video on it already. Dismiss, quick tip. So it looks like this was a great video. I don't have the add-on to show likes and dislikes, so I don't know if this is actually a good tutorial, but just quickly looking at for my own research, finally someone shows this way easier than I thought. Okay, so apparently you can, because I think from what I saw from Gamers Nexus, they mentioned that like it wouldn't be easy to remove, but I didn't fully watch their coverage. They have so much coverage on the Steam Deck and it's so long, it's hard to sort through it. But in terms of upgrading your NVMe SSD, so this video, let's see what happens. They're opening, and it looks like it's one of those short stubby drives. That's like the size of a Wi-Fi card. So there's the drive right there. It doesn't look like it's soldered in, and I'm not playing the sound just because... did they just pull it out? if this is the case, I'm curious if this smaller drive is. I don't usually look for drives of this size, like form factor wise. So I don't know if the like 1 terabyte ones are more expensive, but it looks like the person just pulled it out without having to desolder or anything. So going back to the Steam Deck, I think you'd have to get this one though. I'm not sure if this one has the NVMe slot. $530. What are my thoughts on this? I don't think this is a PC replacement. I think this, for me anyways, for me this is a PC supplement. I could never just have a handheld thing where I can't actually do PC related tasks on. But for $530, it seems a little overpriced. What I wish they would have done was have the $400 version and without the NVMe drive, but have that slot there so you can buy your own 1 terabyte drive and put it in. That way you have a $500 1 terabyte system. But going this route to upgrade it, you're gonna be up to like $600 territory once you upgrade that storage. But it's kind of hard. I heard you can't mix power supply cable. Wait. Yeah, I think so the curious thing is, in the year, what are the prices gonna be? When Black Friday hits, what sales are they gonna give on the Steam Deck? So, yeah. Imagine playing Lost Ark in bed on a Steam Deck. Does the Steam Deck support any game that's on Steam? Or does the game have to have specifically controller support? This isn't something that I've looked into yet, but yeah, Joe Panico makes a good point. You should definitely, if you ever open anything up, whether it be your computer, power supply, which don't open up your power supply, please don't kill yourself. But something like if you open up your handhelds or your phone, be wary of the potential to void warranty. I don't know with the right to repair law stuff and all that stuff. I don't know if that's something that you can do and like be still covered in warranty. So be mindful of that. But honestly, this doesn't look too difficult to do. It looks like opening up a laptop, which most people should be able to do with like a screwdriver. Just be careful not to damage anything. It supports most games, even if no controller support. Interesting. I'll look into that. Jimmy, go. We're not doing PC tech stuff tips anymore. And you just super chatted, so this puts me in a tough spot. So, you posted your PC on your last stream. If you would look at it and tell me what you think, that would be awesome. Hopefully enjoy your evening. Jimmy, okay. The one time only, I'm going to say it now. Because I didn't say it yet. If you post when I say that we're not doing reviews and stuff, do not expect me to look at your stuff. But, I'll make an exception once. You said you posted it last time. Can you post it again? Like, how am I supposed to find this? Like, you posted last week, but I'm not sure if you realize that I get notifications on Twitter, like, within a week. Like, I get hundreds of notifications. I cannot scroll through and find your thing, because scrolling down, like, this much already, we're still on the same day. But, and technically, I guess this isn't PC advice. This is more of stream showcase, but yeah, I don't know. So unless you can really quickly send it to me, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to look at it. Okay, but I'm addressing your super chat. I'm not ignoring it, which is what I would do in the future if people keep super chatting, just for PC tips and stuff, just to cut the line. RTX 3050 is 300 in my country. Buy or hold? I say hold. 300 is still pretty overpriced. The 3050, man, it really should have been like a 225 to 250. It is a $250 card, but none of them are that price. I don't think 300 is worth it for it. Why am I going to PC tips? People still ask these questions, and it's okay. I think that's gonna wrap it up for the stream, though. We're gonna be done. Sorry, Jimmy. Like, you're not even responding either, so I can't look at your thing. If you want to try to refund that $5 super chat, feel free. But yeah. LAN party is gonna be this week. You see, I'm getting like stressed out now. Like, I know these streams are here for the PC tech tips and stuff like that, but there's gotta be some order to them, and we can't just do that all stream long. There's gotta be more to it than that. So hopefully y'all understand, because right now I'm just seeing a million miles an hour of people asking about certain PC parts and things like that. But yeah, other than that though, that's gonna wrap it up for the stream. I'm gonna go eat. Look out for the full LAN party video coming up this weekend. I'm trying my best to get it done. It is so ridiculously hard though to trim out like 14 plus hours of stuff to get a 1 hour video. So and yeah, thanks for everyone, to everyone who was here. Thanks to all the people who are here and aren't only here for the PC and deal, but for deal hunting is fine, but just for specific PC questions, just because I feel like a lot of the questions people have can be answered by Google. I don't mind answering them on stream, but when it's just like 99% that, then it gets a little worrying. But thanks for all the regulars who are here and just talk about other stuff aside from PC related stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Hopefully see you in the LAN party video when it drops. Have a great rest of your week and take care. Bye. And yeah, and thanks for Jason from Dreadler Gaming for doing a lot of the moderation tonight. It was very helpful.